Hey folks, wanted to put this on the main channel. Hopefully there's some Manchester United fans out there. My channel is just kind of whatever I feel like posting. And today I was hoping to read some stuff about Kobbie Mainoo. So I'm asking you, the Manchester United fans, or maybe fans of other Premier League clubs, how do you think about Kobbie Mainoo? There's two lines of thinking. Now, at the moment, you know, Manchester United aren't winning enough games, right? And when you're not winning enough games, people look for the solution. People look for, what can we do to improve? When you're not winning games in football, a large chunk of it comes down to your midfield. Because you can have the best defence in the world, you're only going to draw. You can have the best strike force in the world, but if they don't get the ball, they're not going to score. And so we come to Kobbie Mainoo. He's obviously a youth academy player. That's something that's like instilled into Manchester United for years and years and years. Like there's always an academy graduate. It's throughout the club, massively important. Ruben Amorim just did a press conference and he basically said, I don't look at faces, I don't look at names, I just pick the best 11 that I think can win the match. And if you play really well, I'm not going to take you out of the team for no reason. If I take you out of the team, there'll be a reason, right? I think Kobbie Mainoo has fallen into this mythical place of where he is Adnan Januzaj, and it would be like Makeda, right? What do I mean by that? I think Adnan Januzaj was unbelievable in that first year with David Moyes, and it just seemed that he was everything Manchester United need. The desire to take people on, the ability to score goals, the ability to score out of nothing, hold the ball up, dribble. He just seemed absolutely incredible. There was just no way on earth this kid wasn't the next thing. 50 appearances, 5 goals. Borussia Dortmund next, Sunderland next, no goals for either of them. 132 games for Real Sociedad, 15 goals. Then Sevilla, then Istanbul, then Parmas. He's now 30 years old. He came through sort of the same age as me, right? And he's not really done anything in his career. Now, he's made a career of himself, like many Manchester United graduates do. Many Manchester United graduates make fantastic careers because if you make it into the Manchester United Academy and you make it into the first team, regardless of what people think, there's something about you. There's something about you where you might not be able to do it consistently. You might not be able to do it all the time, but you can do it. And the ability to be able to do it occasionally is massive. Look at Danny Welbeck, right? You look at Danny Welbeck and you think when he's tries to chip Neuer, and he cocks it up, you just think he's finished at Man U. I don't know what he's doing. You know, he played. I want you to think about this. He played for Manchester United for 90 games. There's like revisionism. There's things like this. He played for Manchester United for 92 games, 20 goals. Okay, at Arsenal, 88 appearances, 16 goals. Absolutely similar numbers. Similar numbers, go to a top club, not quite good enough. He goes to Brighton, maybe he sees more of the ball, maybe he's more involved in the setup, maybe there's a little bit less pressure. 40 goals in 150 appearances, and he's currently doing very well. So he's had this lengthy career here. He's age 35 and arguably playing his best football. So you can't write a player off immediately, but I feel like what's happened to Kobbie Mainoo is he burst into he burst onto the scene, right? And our team was in total chaos, like it was with Adnan. And Adnan was just this bright spark where you were like, well, at least we've got him. At least we've got him, the future's set. Some people thrive in the chaos. And it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to work when your team's more stable, you know? I think Kobbie Mainoo is a solid player, and if he played for another club, you'd look at him and you'd say he's a solid player. Maybe he'd play in a midfield 3, maybe he'd rotate it, maybe he'd play 2 or 3 games, then he'd be pulled out of the team. But when the scrutiny's on Manchester United, let's be honest, he's not very athletic. He can't seemingly cover ground very well. And you're looking at the system. So the thing that gets me in football and with football fans, I suppose, is they try to act as if there's like a bad decision is always a bad decision. So, for example, Chelsea got rid of Salah. They got rid of De Bruyne. Write it down. Terrible, worst decisions ever. They actually won the league, though. So they won the league without them. The error wasn't really getting rid of Salah and De Bruyne. Maybe they didn't suit the system. Maybe they didn't suit the team. Maybe they didn't have the maturity at that age. Maybe they didn't suit the lifestyle of London. I don't know. They got rid of them and they won the league. So that is not a bad decision. The error came about not replacing them with adequate quality and then going on to miss them. The error maybe came back in not repurchasing him. Maybe you could have done that. Not likely, but you get what I mean. It's not like if we, like, here's what I'm trying to say. If we sell Kobbie Mainoo and he goes on to be great, that doesn't really make it an error from Manchester United as long as Manchester United carry on winning, right? That's the most important thing, and people seem to forget this, like, very obvious but crucial thing. You can sell your entire team, and if you go on and you win the league the next year and you go unbeaten for some miraculous reason, right? It doesn't really matter if you sold Messi to Barcelona and Messi's tearing it up at Barcelona. It doesn't really matter if you sold Ronaldo to Madrid. It don't, like, if you keep winning, the only thing that matters is winning. So the reason Kobbie Mainoo, I feel like, has been brought up as this saviour is we're not winning enough. I don't think Kobbie Mainoo is a better defensive midfielder than Casemiro. I don't think he's a better midfielder than Bruno, and Bruno isn't a midfielder. So he's not getting in the team. And to me, that's rightly so. Now, if we played with a midfield 3, I think he'd be in the team. But we don't. So then it becomes this. Okay, what's the issue? Is the issue we don't play with a midfield 3? Or is the issue our midfield 2 isn't good enough? The two things can be true and the two things can be totally different. We might get 2 brilliant central midfielders, replace Casemiro, rotating, maybe we sell Bruno. I don't know. We get 2 quality midfielders and we go on and we start to win every game. I don't think there'll be a single person there in the stadium going, well, I know we're winning and I know our midfield's doing really, really well, but I wish it was Kobbie Mainoo in there, in that midfield too. Right? Football fans are fickle, and if you're winning, things get forgotten. People get forgotten. Makeda scores that incredible title-winning goal. Never really hear of him since. Kobbie Mainoo doesn't have to play for Manchester United. It's not an insult to him. It doesn't mean that we hate him. It doesn't mean that he's trash. It just means that, unfortunately, things happen, and at this moment in time, you've just unfortunately bumped into a manager that plays a very different system, and you're going to have to go play your football elsewhere. Now, he has 2 options, doesn't he? He goes and plays his football elsewhere and plays so fantastically that he has a fantastic career, and we go, well, we made that academy graduate. It's a shame we sold him, but he didn't really fit in our team. Or you become so good that you make the manager change his ideas and his team. And I don't think Kobbie Mainoo's on that level. I don't think Kobbie Mainoo is a Messi, is a Ronaldo, is somebody that you go, you know what? I always play with the midfield too, but this kid is so unbelievable. I have to play him. I have to find a way. I don't think there is any football manager, you might call Ruben Amorim stubborn, an idiot. I don't think there's any manager in world football that is so stubborn and is such an idiot that they wouldn't play a player that is just unbelievable and going to win them the match. Because if you're winning matches, life's rosy. You're not getting fired, life's comfortable. People act as if we have Messi in the academy and Ruben Amorim's going, yeah, well, the only available spot in my team is a right winger and he's a 10, so I'm not going to play him. Kobbie Mainoo is a very solid midfielder. When he arrived into the chaos of Manchester United. It was like away at Liverpool. Maybe it was away at Goodison Park, I think. Maybe Everton. He was composed. He held the ball. He distributed it nicely. That was enough. In the chaos, he scored some goals. That was enough. But now the team's a little bit more steady, a little bit more structured, and you pop him into his position, midfield, all of a sudden you start to think, well, he's not that defensively great. He's not that brilliant at like line-breaking passes or creativity. He's not really getting into the advanced scoring positions because you've got Cunha and Mbeumo and a new striker. And so now he's in this midfield and you're like, well, he's not quite as good as Casemiro. He doesn't cover the ground of Bruno. What does he offer? It doesn't mean Kobbie Mainoo's terrible, but to me, like everyone does thousands of videos on Kobbie Mainoo this, Kobbie Mainoo that. You can sell Kobbie Mainoo tomorrow, nothing will happen. The club will keep ticking over, fans will keep going to games, fans will keep cheering when we win games. It only becomes an issue with selling a player only becomes an issue when you're shit. And at the moment, Man United are a bit shit. So the solution isn't how to get Kobbie Mainoo into the team. It could be, but the solution is, if we do sell Kobbie Mainoo, we need to get the right midfielders in. Now, if you get the wrong midfielders in, then Kobbie Mainoo starts to do well, you're going to look stupid. But just as Chelsea sold Kevin De Bruyne and Salah, you think when they were lifting the league title, the fans were going, it's a nice league title, but it would have been better if Salah was playing more minutes and he hadn't left. No, you've got to keep winning. If you keep winning, you can get rid of anybody. Fergie was the best at it. You can get rid of people, even fantastic people. You've just got to keep winning. Obviously, the most difficult thing in football. But I don't think Kobbie Mainoo is like the saviour of all of Manchester United's midfield. And I think to be honest, when he's come on, he's not really looked at it, has he? Kobbie Mainoo has played 59 times. He's been on the Manchester United pitch 59 times. Right? He was a calming influence in some chaos. I think if we had more games available, we were more in a winning way, we might think, let's just hold on to him for a bit. But it seems like Kobbie Mainoo isn't happy not playing, and it seems like Manchester United aren't doing that well. So it makes total sense to me to shift Kobbie Mainoo on, or put him on loan, see if he does his football anywhere else, see if he can convince us to bring him back, or sell him and invest properly in midfield. Again, I just think it's simple. If you keep winning, nobody cares.